The 13th Floor Elevators were an American rock band who existed from 1965 to 1969 and during that time released 4 albums. They were pioneers of psychedelic rock and they were the first to use the term psychedelic to refer to their music. They were known for the use of an electric jug as an instrument in their music, and they were open proponents of LSD and other drugs. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of Easter Everywhere by the 13th Floor Elevators, which was released in 1967 and was their second album, and it's my first time listening to it. Now, I have, in a previous life or incarnation, reviewed their first album, which, if I remember rightly, is called The Psychedelic Sounds of the 13th Floor Elevators. And I think I was more impressed with that album at that time than I was with this one. I was a little bit underwhelmed. I'm going to call it psychedelic rock because that's what other people have called it, and I don't really have a strong reason to argue with that. It's basically 60s rock in a fairly loose and garagey kind of way, with, in some tracks, the added sound of what I assume is the sound of the electric jug, which basically sounds like a wobble board to me. It's kind of strange noises going on, and that just kind of seems to be there as an underpinning in the music, which is, so it's an unusual sound. I'm not sure it adds that much except for a certain amount of unusualness to the sound. In general, it's fairly lo-fi recording, which is why I've used the term garage, and other people have as well. Musically, it's okay, but it's not that interesting to me. So it's got the form of other bands around the same time, but it doesn't have for me, the flair of some other bands from around this time in the similar style. The psychedelic element is probably more about the artwork, the names of things, and the content than the music, really, other than this electric jug. So there's not a lot of things that sound-wise that I associate with psychedelic, things like uses of phasing and echo and other psychedelic sound effects in here, and no sitar that I noticed. The content is fairly mystic, particularly Indian mysticism. So this is psychedelic. There's a song about levitation. There's a song which I presume is about transcendental meditation, which is about leaving your body behind. It's just general, what I might disparagingly call general hippie weirdness. There is a song, It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, which is a cover of a Bob Dylan song. His voice puts through quite well, but in general, as you get the impression, I didn't find it overall that engaging. At the time when it came out, it was probably, whoa, man. Now I find it more, oh, yawn, man, really, I'm afraid. So I wasn't particularly engaged. To be honest, my process with doing these reviews is that I tend to listen twice to an album. On this occasion, I listened a third time because I felt like I hadn't got engaged the first 2 listens, and the same happened in the third listen. So I basically put that down to the experience and say it's just music that's not going to engage me particularly. It didn't work for me. So I'm afraid a bit of a lackluster review here for this album, but that's just my opinion. And I know that there'll be people out there for whom this album is a huge deal and are appalled by my lack of response to it. So if that's you, or if you agree with me, or if you're new to it and you give it a listen, I would love to hear your take on this album, what your thoughts and feelings are. So please really share that with me and anyone else who happens to come across the comments by leaving a comment. But that's it from me for now.